195014 in front. One of the blue boys in the back. 656408. For Peterborough. 456422 to Leicester. Brayford level crossing in Lincolnshire with misuse. Here we go. Okay, Thursday the 12th of May 2022 at 13:05 for the 13:10 Northern train service from Leeds. The 13:19 service from Middleton House to Mount Breton. In the current instance, all banks up. By the time the first train's got here, they'll obviously be pouring that one down. Because they're not going to hold it there for 14 minutes, are they? They never do. Train approaching. With a unit that used to be a staple on Nottingham Leeds, Wharf 8791. From Leeds. It's knocking now because the Sun train's been routed on the up at the railway station from Pelham Street Junction. We're going to stay for it because it'll be too much of a faff to put us back down again. According to booking, this is in theory top and tail. Leaving the train 66775. Tom Berkeley OBE. Right, the ice tree's just been put up. So boy. Now for a bit of a twosome. Bye, love. Well, they've only just started going down. Come on, team. Why have I got priority for her? Why not that shit ain't going the road? As misuse timer encourages 6 youths to run across, which are barely secondary school age, just be looking at them. Right, 13.15 for the 13.19 Masborough Felixstowe boxes and the engineers. 13.39 Whitemore Doncaster. He's already in the station. Usually gets 20-minute pathing wait at Pelham Street Junction. That happened this time. Usually when you don't want it to, it takes it. Then he's going to occupy our loop for the next half an hour. No. The boxes haven't yet got the road through Pelham Street Junction. So I've got the engineers coming first. So it looks to be a bunch of ballasty bits and bobs. 6761. Wensleydale Railway Association. For Doncaster, got where it was going then. Right now we've got the road through Central Bank for the boxes. There was a few minutes away at most. Second train approaching. Which is also named. So far, all 4 units we've seen have been named. 66745. Modern Railways. Felixstowe. And that'll be the end of that one. 4 minutes and 20 odd later. Let's take a trip to London. Which I haven't done for a while because we're the only set of barriers down and we need the other ones to let the train go through. Come on lads, think ahead, not behind. Train leaves in just over 2 minutes and it's got the 1 minute closure rule. There we go, it's like role reversal. When we always used to be down last when we were slightly smaller. But now they're going down last and they're the worst offender. It's not like today's video's not already been massive anyway. I've got another hour here yet. Well, 90 seconds later, they're finally down. 13:22 for the 13:24 London North Eastern Railway for London King's Cross. If it takes even more time, they're even more. When the shift versions will be. Actually, they'll be in November, won't they? Because March has gone and they weren't then, so they'll be in November again this year. Will they clash with the market? Probably. Then maybe this year I'll get the hour or 3 at Highcombe sorted out for the market and see exactly what we can fit of our longer units. But that also poses the question now, as we're planning to poach the 180s for the summer trains, which training hasn't started yet and they start in a couple of weeks. What we're going to do in terms of what used to be the Sheffield to Lincoln via Nottingham high-speed train. Will that be 180? Because they're obviously allowed through here, but they're not allowed through Newcastle. Is the current situation. And it's like with the 180s, they're obviously allowed at Grantham because they ran there all the time and still do now with Holland Grand Central. But they've never taken the Allington Cord. And that could be a problem, and so could the corner at Thursby. That is tight as fuck. I think it's a 10-15 mile an hour turn. But then it's probably going to fuck it. In other news, Anne's now made her arrival at Skegness, replacing a cappella Rachel, so other stations are slowly going to follow through. Although such stations like Skegness only recently got an updated version of a cappella Rachel anyway, like Oakham and Sleaford did. Are those two already gone now? I don't know. 800-203. The London King's Cross. Oh, well, the pain in the arse has been risen. The next train's 3 minutes away. So what are we going to be doing? Oh, the exact same then. Right, I'm just reading the incident log before I do anything else because I've noticed on the map a loss of signalling at Gainsborough Lee Road, and it turns out someone, a postman, ran in front of 5 Foxtrot 86 at Stoke Lane AHB near Carlton. Well, the mail wouldn't have already got there, would it? In other news, right, where are we? 1327. The 1328 Northern Train service to Leeds. The 1329 East Midlands Railway, Leicester Grimsby. Trains already here. Also in other news, yesterday was 37 years since we lost St Mark's Station, which had bigger platforms and offered more services. After that point, everything was moved through here, including all of the freight, making these two the worst offenders. If you was to list them from worst to least, from the pair only, we'd be the least and the High Street would be the worst. Here's the Welsh one, 172.73. For Grimsby. Northern has said he's ready to leave, but then he's going to get caught up in the problem at Gainsborough if they don't then hold him at Saxelby. That's probably what they'll be doing. Let me bring the map up to show what I'm talking about. Right, so we've got him waiting well outside of Lee Road. 2K13 is only just there. We've then got stars appearing at Trent Junction, signal number 9, meaning like a power loss in the area. So this will be held probably Stowe Park, if not Saxton, will be behind 6E86. Oh, it's 791. Well, it's meant to be for Leeds, but how far it's going to get is a different story. That means next is 1335 Leicester. Welcome back to the random interlude section of the video. Not necessarily nationalised problems because it's not affecting nationalised operators as such. The 1335 Doncaster Peterborough has been delayed in the Gainsborough area due to a loss of signalling, and the 1335 Grimsby Leicester has been delayed at Hayborough by an issue on a Transpennine train in front of him. So both of the next trains are late. £13.40 for the 1335 East Midlands Railway service from Grimsby Town to Leicester. Delayed due to an issue on a Transpennine Express train in front of this one at Hayborough. I mean, the Transpennine spent about 10 minutes out there, throwing this delay behind it, so this arrived there 8 minutes late. But so far it's kept. Peterborough service is now 16 minutes late due to that loss of signalling at Gainsborough. Which isn't yet logged internally. Noticed poor guy's lost an eye now. That went well. think we're leaving. Oh, 6917. Less stuff. Next is that delayed Peterborough train. Good eyes there, team. Good eyes with both. 13:45 for the delayed 13:33 Midlands Railway service from Doncaster to Peterborough. If they're part of the university, £9,000 to not have any brain cells at all. Makes you think. Did it go up to row fucking 14 recently? Or have I just made that up? By the time this one's in, we've got the on-time Peterborough Doncaster. It's out at 49 in about 3.5 minutes time. That's the tracks to about 2K13 into 4. Which of course has been delayed by a loss of signalling. Services are getting through, just like delay of about 15 to 20 minutes. Which could be a lot worse, because we had that issue here once, which I think was a simple points failure. Oh, it fucked things up for hours. Whatever was here was about 80 minutes late. And they were the first affected services, let alone the last. This was one of the first affected at Gainsborough. The system seems to have gone after the passage of falling 1-1, and then of course prior to the passage of 6E86. With it being just over 2 minutes to the next train, I think they'll be staying home for it. Will be unwise not to, if it's ready of course. This looks to be the marked up blue boy. Off by 6413. For Peterborough. So next is the 13:49 East Midlands Railway service from Peterborough to Doncaster. There's actually time. even. $175.31. And that'll be the lot. Oh, that's still halfway, which isn't very progressive. Oh, there we go. 1358, the 1402 London North Eastern Railway service from London King's Cross. So after delving into reports and getting information, it turns out to be a large-scale axle counter problem at Gainsborough. In very short terms, the system thinks there's a train in multiple places, yet there's not. Train already approaching for platform number 3. $800-208. From London King's Cross. So next, the delayed 1356 Northern train service from Leeds. These only 9 minutes late because of that axle counter failure at Gainsborough Road. Last train approaching. This time into P5. F5016. From Leeds.